What's good, y'all? It's your man InhumanLine. We back for another episode of Nights of the Awkward Table. This is episode 6, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I think it is. Alright, cool. Alright, as you can see, got a little bit of a new setup and everything. Got some new lighting. We're trying to rock out and everything, do what we can and shit. So, yeah, welcome to episode 6. Before we get started and everything, how the fuck have all y'all been?
Great.
Good? Good?
Yeah, I'm good.
What y'all been watching? I know you guys.
Invincible. Watch that joint, bro. That joint is tough. I keep saying that. Watch Invincible.
I ain't gonna lie.
Everybody, go on Amazon Prime, watch Invincible.
They got the first 5 episodes on now?
Yes, it's a superhero show, but it's very gory. And it's actually kind of worse than The Boys. I'll tell you that. That's all I'm going to say.
Is it a cartoon?
It's a cartoon.
Yeah, cartoon.
But that joint is fire. That joint is fire. No cat.
You got any recommendations over there?
Yes. Law and Order.
Old ass man.
This nigga said, I can't. That boy said, after 8 o'clock on USA, Law and Order.
I thought he was about to drop
You finished Black Butler.
No, I finished the first season. I didn't start the second season because the first season was a little disappointing. I'm not gonna say why because I know people watching it, but I already said why. That was a little disappointing.
Okay. Here we go.
I haven't been watching it. It's been back on Call of Duty and shit like that. As always, was A and League.
We had a couple kills.
We're gonna remake the hashtag Call of Duty story because that Rose skin was on some bullshit.
Yo,
this nigga. I died to somebody. We was on Red Roof and everything. For those of you who play Warzone, you already know what Red Roof is and stuff. We was on one of the many Red Roofs. I jumped down the little hatch, John. That boy dropped my ass. I could not see him. He goes in there running after him. Goes to the back room, throws a fucking Semtex. That John blows up in the explosion. This motherfucker superhero baseball slide out of it.
Right, I don't know how he got.
He ain't see him. I ain't see him. But through the explosion, that Rose skin slid
behind me.
Got behind and dropped him. The fucking exact next game. For those of you familiar with Warzone, you would know if you on hospital, the train tracks that go through the tunnel. I drop in there. Got my Ram 7. You know the new Ronin skin shit came out. So got the Ram 7. I drop a dude in there. He comes running up behind. A helicopter drops. I don't know why, but the whole team jumps out, coming in after us and shit. Oh, yeah. I'm down behind the fucking barricade, just laying down. I'm trying to play it up. He's giving me cover fire. He's dropping one. I drop up, drop another. All you hear on all of the fucking cams or on the fucking comms is, "Oh my god, you can't see them. They're invisible." Like, that's all the fuck you hear. And I'm just like, finally, the Rose skin has worked in our fucking favor, bro. That shit never works for us. But the one time we in that dark ass tunnel, all you hear is the kids yelling. So there goes another fucking Warzone story time and everything. But fucking Warzone, man. Yeah, the Rose skin is super toxic. That's why I really like that meme that they showed the fucking bright ass construction yellow drawn. They need to put that on the Rose skin because you can't see that shit for nothing. But saying that, anything else you want to throw in before we jump into our topics and shit? No? Alright, cool. So let's get it started. We'll go ahead, and as always, we're going to start with our movies. We're going to jump into sports.
I want to say this real quick. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry. I just remembered it because it pissed me off today. But rest in peace, this is a young man that was sitting in his car, and a police officer killed him.
I was going to bring that up.
I forgot. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all good. That's all good. You know his name?
I
think his name.
I retweeted it though somewhere.
Dwayne Wright.
Yeah, he had like son or something.
Yeah.
Had a baby or something like that, and they shot him, man.
I think he was like 20.
He was a young cat. So.
Maybe 25.
No, rest in peace and fuck the police.
Sure, well, saying that and everything, thanks for bringing the mood down.
Right, that's my job.
But before we get into it, anything, as always, you should know that we always start with our movies, get into sports, get into gaming, and then obviously our world topics and stuff like that. Now, granted, our world topics sometimes is just regional, but we do our best to just kind of we try to get our best within all topics. So start with that. We can go ahead and throw ourselves into movie news. Tron, see you.
Hey guys, welcome to Movie News with Tron. So first and foremost, I know I think it was last episode or episode before, I was talking about Netflix was nearing a deal to grab Knives Out. I don't know if anybody's seen Knives Out. It's a murder mystery film made by Rian Johnson, who's famous for Looper, and he recently did Star Wars The Last Jedi. He wrote and directed that. So that movie also stars Daniel Craig, who you know from the recent James Bond franchise. So here's the deal. Ryan Johnson was given full creative control from Netflix for Knives Out sequel. The only contingencies were that Daniel Craig must star in the sequels and that each must have at least a budget of the 2019 movie, the original movie, which was in the $40 million range. All right. The sequels were shopped around to other studios after the pandemic hit, and Ryan Johnson questioned the near-term viability of theatrical releasing. Once Netflix entered the picture, Lionsgate couldn't compete. Not over. I think that, last thing about this is the big thing. Ryan Johnson and Daniel Craig stand to make upwards of $100 million each from Netflix's Knives Out deal. Now, this is one of the biggest deals between the director and his star actor to happen between creatives and the studio. So it's pretty much a crazy big deal. Like it's shocking. It's shocking the film world.
The deal wasn't just for the sequel; it was for two.
It's for two sequels. So Knives Out 2 and 3. It's gonna be on Netflix. So I'm actually excited, and my mind is blown. Huh?
How much was the deal overall?
The deal overall. Sorry. The deal overall was $40 million to make the movie, right? $40 million for his budget, but separately.
I'm talking about how much did Netflix pay for it.
Oh, I mean the whole thing, $240 million altogether.
I saw a lot of people talking about it on Twitter and everything, and there's a bunch of articles coming out. They were asking like, did Netflix pay too much for it? Look at the article from IGN right now. At $469 million, did Netflix pay too much for the Knives Out? Now, my thing is, it's kind of hard because you're dealing with subscriptions, so you're not getting all your money right there and then. It's gonna be a slow burn, so it's gonna be I don't think that they paid too much because I'm not a believer that actors. I'm partial believer that actors can sell movies, but it's not like they used to. So before, if you used to see that Will Smith was in a movie that is a sell guaranteed and everything. Now, obviously, his latest movies and everything, his name hasn't been able to sell it as much. But when you had something like Craig and everything, that shit's different because you have that boy, people just love him as Bond, so they're just gonna go over and see it, as well as you have the viewers of Knives Out. My thing is it gonna be enough to just keep their subscriptions afterwards? And that's pretty much what these services are trying to bank on.
I think, and hot take here, everybody's gonna hate me after this, but I think that it doesn't matter between them two because of the name Netflix and how they market their films and how people are going to flock because everybody on this earth has Netflix. So, if they want to spill all that money, they must got the just nigga, this joint gonna be tough. We got this. Here's the money. Go do it.
I understand that, but where's the line drawn now that Netflix already has this group of people who already have Netflix?
See, they don't. But see, that's the thing about Netflix. They erased the line.
No. Now I understand that, but no, there's still lines to be drawn because there are people who are there's nothing here. I'm gonna cancel it. I'll go ahead and get my subscription again later on. But there are also some people, which are very few, that simply don't have Netflix accounts. So you're kind of banking on keeping the people who already have one, and then trying to bring in a couple few, and then hope that what's already on Netflix keeps them even longer.
But maybe that's the point of throwing that bread out there to make sure. Hey, yo, we got. I think it don't have nothing to do with. Well, of course, it don't have nothing to do with the people. They doing that. They doing that bread yo, we want y'all to do these 2 sequels. We need y'all to come do these sequels so we can all sell this fucking drawing. People can stay on here. They love Daniel Craig. They love Bond. Yes. They got Ryan Johnson nerds out there that seen Looper and Last Jedi and the other joint he did before that. I cannot remember right now. But yeah, man.
Eventually, man, there's gonna be a time where the lowest tier in Netflix subscriptions there's gonna be there's gonna be
I don't think they could do that. Just because
in the lowest tier,
I can see it though.
If all you're doing is paying for one screen, because you know how Netflix breaks it up, and then if they create a tier, listen, all you do is do one. I can see where they actually like. Cause what's the lowest tier subscription for Netflix right now? Is it 10?
I don't know.
It's like 10 or some shit like that, or like 11 or some bullshit. I can definitely see that. You should just die.
It was on 68. Like, it do that. I'm sorry.
Well, like I could definitely see where they're gonna probably pull like how Hulu was. I was like, hey, you got the ads, you can pay to get it without the ads.
But Hulu started like that, correct?
I don't know.
I think so.
It might have, because I remember I used to. Well, it did. Because I remember I used to watch all my old animes and everything on there. So it is. But my thing is like they're gonna need another revenue because I don't think that spending this much money and then hoping that you just keep the subscription base you have to pay for it as time goes on. I don't think that now that everything's pretty much like Netflix Studios and what they're dropping, I don't think they can continue that way. They're gonna need another source of income. Now, I'm not saying if you're paying like the $15 a month or something like that, they're not gonna give you ads. Yeah. But I can see that they'll be like, hey, listen, here's an ad-free version of Netflix or whatever stuff, which is gonna be paid. Or they might just do, hey, here's a free version of Netflix, but you're getting 3 or 4 fucking.
Make a free version.
They're not. But if there's ads in that free version, they're making their money off. It's not it's free for you, but not really in turn because you have to sit through those ads and they make the money off the ad revenue.
I think the way they get their money back, and I don't know, I'm just guessing, but I think that the way they get it back is because I feel like a lot more people who would sign up to just like, you know how some people like, I'm gonna just sign up to watch this movie, then I'm gonna hop off. I think a lot more people who sign up just forget about it. And then they paying every month on their credit card bill, not even noticing because it's 10 or 50. Exactly. We all had a lot of shit like this. It's like $10 or $15. You're not really noticing. So I think that's how they get all their money. They want that first jump. I'm gonna watch it because then you credit or because it's whoever the director's name is, and then they just gonna forget about it. Most people, at least for like 6 months or a year, and you're like, oh shit. But by the time you remember, you're like, oh man, I want to watch this that's coming out on Netflix. So I might as well just keep it. That's why I feel like they get a lot of their money.
Yeah, that's the only thing is I'm just thinking at how much they paid. $468.
But that ain't nothing to them. You gotta think about it. They got a way to make their money back.
No, they do, but like for the longest time, they've already been like profiting, or not profit. They've already been like working within the red this whole time.
Yeah.
So my thing is that like, there's gonna be a point because like they already said, hey, listen, like we're not gonna be spending that much money on films. They said this like 4 or 5 years ago. And then next thing you know, they still spending money. Then they announced, oh yeah, by the way, we've already invested $1 billion in anime alone. Yeah. And I'm like, so. I mean, we'll see though.
And they gave, side note, they gave, just like Adam Sandler had got that multiple movie deal, Kevin Hart got that multiple movie deal. With
Netflix. He did?
Yeah. So, because he got a show coming out soon with Wesley Snipes about like 2 brothers from Philly.
Kevin Hart doing a lot because he also got that joint with Charlamagne on Audible.
Also in Netflix universe, Netflix just copped, for $30 million, Netflix just copped a Kanye West documentary. So it features never before seen footage of Kanye and has been in the making for 21 years. It's made by Clarence Cootie Simmons and hopefully I'm saying this right, Chike Oza. They both directed the Through the Wire music video and the 3rd version of Jesus Walks. Their creative company, their company Creative Control is going to produce with Time Studios. Never heard of Time Studios. It has yet to receive an official title, but it's expected to come out this year on Netflix. It will reportedly explore Kanye's rise, the death of his mom, his presidential run, and more. Then, apparently, there's another documentary on Kanye West from his former bodyguard that's in the works. So be on the lookout for that. Wow. I'm actually excited about the first one. Because the first one I'm more excited about because I feel like it's going to be more creative because it's those dudes that did the music videos.
And they have 20 years worth of footage.
Yeah, they got a lot of shit.
That's legit his fucking rise.
So it's going to be really interesting.
That's when he started in 2000, right?
Yeah. To all my Pretty Little Liars fans out there. One second, let me pull this up. But Ashley, I lost it. Nope, let's just go here. Ashley Benson, I forgot her character's name in Pretty Little Liars. She will produce. This is interesting to me because this is an actor,
Hannah. I think
Hannah. Yeah. I get very excited when actors that we normally know of. Thank you.
I apologize.
Actors that we know normally just act. I'm very excited to hear them like stepping out their comfort zone when they produce and direct and stuff. So that's why I brought this up. But Ashley Benson will produce and star in a movie called 18 and Over. It's a pandemic-inspired slasher movie that will co-star John Foster, don't know him. Jake Wary, do not know him. Sky Fiera, know her. Louise Guzman, everybody knows Louise Guzman. If you see him, you know. Winnie Harlow, the model. G-Eazy, the rapper. I thought it said Duke Winston, but it says Duke Nicholson. I got hyped for a second. Duke Nicholson, ASAP Nas from ASAP Gang, John Robinson, Paris Hilton, and Pamela Anderson. So be on the lookout for that. Shouts to Ashley Benson. All-star cast. Kinda. Cause I ain't know them. Say no. Then last but not least, this is very interesting to me. So over the last 2 or 3 weeks, Spielberg has been getting his next movie going. As some of us know, you guys may not know, he's remaking West Side Story. It was supposed to come out this past December, but because of the pandemic, got pushed back to this year. So I think it'll be simultaneously on HBO Max. Might be Universal, because I know he likes to stay in Universal. So I'm not sure. Please sound off in the comments on that, John. Can't remember. But anyway, Spielberg is prepping his next movie, and it is like a semi-autobiography about his life growing up in Arizona. And they've been casting people the past 2 or 3 weeks. The first was Carey Mulligan. She recently just played in a promising young woman that just garnered a bunch of Oscars. She played in a lot of other stuff. Most notably was was she in King Kong? Peter Jackson.
I have to look at it right now.
I know she was in Wall Street 2, Money Never Sleeps, with Shia LaBeouf and Bull. King Kong, picking up. Okay, it is right there for you. Was she Carey Mulligan? I think it was Naomi Watts. Never mind. But yeah, Carey Mulligan is gonna play his mom. Interesting news that Seth Rogen has been cast in the movie as Spielberg's favorite uncle. Well, somebody inspired. So they're like inspired by these people, and Spielberg said like they'll have their own character, but still kind of be inspired by the people he grew up with. So, and Paul Dano, who's a freaking phenomenal actor. He was in There Will Be Blood, and soon, next March, you'll be seeing him play the Riddler in Matt Reeves' The Batman. And he'll be playing a version of Spielberg's father. So, yeah, that's it's untitled, by the way. It's a coming-of-age film. And, yeah, it's Paul Dano. Yeah, he's, what else? Little Miss Sunshine, Prisoners. That was a good movie. Swiss Army Man. Great movies. Great movie. Paul Dano. Shout out to Paul Dano. You you ain't See There Will Be Blood. See There Will Be Blood. That's a joke. He was in Archer. He was in Looper? Alright. He was in Cowboys and Aliens. He wasn't Where the Wild Things Are. I did the voice. Go ahead, Paul.
I only see very.
But yeah,
I don't know none of this shit.
but that's the news and movies. And thanks for coming to my movie talk. See how I did that.
Alright, so thank you for the movie news, Jay. So we want to go ahead and get into our sports news. So Frenchie, that's all up to you.
Alrighty. Quick takes with Sir Frenchie.
Quick takes.
Pretty much this sports segment gonna be kind of short because there's only really 2 topics that I want to talk about. 2 main topics. Technically 1 main topic that I really want to get deep into. But we'll just go ahead with it. The first one, of course, past week, Paul Pierce being fired from ESPN because of Instagram video that went viral of him.
But didn't somebody say they might hire him for something?
We don't know yet. So Paul Pierce said that there's things in the works. So the truth will be back, pretty much.
Whatever. Was it a video or wasn't he live?
I hate Paul
He was
Pierce.
live
That's
streaming.
just, so he was on IG Live.
Yeah, he was on.
I was about to say, I don't think it was a video. I'm pretty sure he was
He
live
was
streaming that
He
whole
was
shit.
on IG Live, but of course that IG Live went viral. It involved a couple exotic dancers in the back and a couple They say drugs, but weed. Whatever. Oh, y'all put it down. But yeah, Paul Pierce said that there are things in the work. You have not seen the last of him, and he will be back.
Paul Pierce is
So,
annoying, to be honest.
He's very annoying.
He's so annoying.
I've never been a fan.
Can't stand him. He's just extra, like.
Let's see. Anything?
I wish LeBron dunked on him instead of Terry Jones. Is it Terry Jones? Jason Terry, sorry.
Who the hell is Terry Jones?
I don't know. Who was Terry and then Jay? I don't know.
Who was it that I told you had contact in? Was it Cam Soda?
Yes.
I think it was. So they
I saw
contacted
that.
him for, I think it was, I want to say it was what, like 250,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
They said, hey yo, they said you could come over here.
And do your
Yeah,
stream.
do your stream over here. So they said you could bring as many women as you want, like
Bro.
smoke whatever you want and
Right.
everything.
That's drawing.
And my thing is that like for the amount of money that he can get for somewhere else, I don't think
Yeah,
that.
250,000. I know.
Nah, because I mean, like honestly, I would really like. I mean, Fox is probably the first one that probably hit him up and everything. So, but I would honestly
He's
like to
not
see
going
him
to
go to
Fox.
Barstool. I feel if he could go to a Barstool.
Yo, Barstool, he would work on Barstool. Yeah.
And he could pretty much do whatever the fuck he wants on his personal life, and then still do his shit at Barstool. I feel like they would be more open about it.
But when we, I think the other day when me and you talked, then you also mentioned Revolt TV or something like that.
Revolt would also be a nice thing.
Bro,
Yeah.
tough.
We talk. Yeah, we should have just kept that shit like and brought it on here. But yeah, now we talk about a lot of this shit off camera. Then. But yeah, no, I would actually really enjoy like a whole Revolt thing if he was to do it.
I do think Barstool,
I ain't know that.
maybe Fox. I'm not counting Fox out simply for the reason that Fox just don't care. I mean, you think of Shannon Sharp. You know, he bring the Hennessy bottle and the black and mild on his shows.
I hate when he's doing the backwoods.
Yeah.
He be smoking them Johns just
Yeah.
Just smoking them.
He just
smoking them backwoods. Like, he just body star.
I don't know that's what it's supposed to be used for.
So we'll see what's going on with Paul Pierce. But on to this last topic. This is something that we kind of talked about a couple episodes back. You weren't here, so I would like to get your take on it. But it popped up again. If you don't know, last week there was some controversy with Draymond Green, the forward for Golden State Warriors. He criticized WNBA players for complaining about lack of equal pay, saying that the women should do more talk and the women should do more about it, and less talking.
So he's on a shut up and dribble.
Right.
Pretty much. That's what it sounds
Bro, they
like.
can't.
That's pretty much what it's saying.
That's wild.
They can't do nothing about it because they
I
don't
know,
get
did you watch the
hurt.
full video
The full.
of Draymond talking?
I just saw that one clip.
Yeah, you gotta watch the full video because if you watch the full video, he explained what he's saying. He was saying,
So he not saying shut up.
so no, he wasn't saying shut up and dribble. He was saying basically what he was saying was that when you complain and don't, he wasn't saying the women. He's saying when you complain and nobody put their money behind it. Yeah, it sounds like just a complaint. Like it's nothing else going to happen. He was saying you got to talk to the people to get their money behind it instead of just talking about it on social media. You got to actually get people to put their money behind it. That's what he was saying.
Well, that's a.
Or they can say
that's actually a debate because what is it? Famous soccer player, go by the name of Megan Rapinoe. Her response to that was, "You obviously showing your whole ass and not even understanding what we talk about all the time." And Draymond Green's response to that was pretty much, "At the end of the day, what Megan wants and what I want is the same thing. And if she believes that doing something a certain way gets her to the end goal, I'm all for that." Draymond Green, like from what I saw, Draymond Green was out of pocket.
He
Or what
was
saying.
on that clip because I saw the whole video. The first half he was out of pocket, but then he explained it. That's why I would just say watch
To
it.
that explanation,
Yeah, like that's
Well-
what I'm saying. Like you saw the full thing. You just hear?
I see, but like to the explanation that you just brought up to me,
Well, I'm gonna see if I can
it's
find
still
it, 'cause I
kinda-
can't say it as good as he did.
here's my question. I get what he's saying, put money behind it, but he's also a problem because all he do is talk about.
Yeah.
He's not.
It
putting
is
up-
kind of hypocritical because all he do is just talk.
Yeah, he's
And
not
that's
doing
with
that.
everything.
Yeah, that's what.
But I mean, even at that, it's kind of hard even saying to like put money behind it because at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to. So we'll go back to. I actually went back and I actually watched the pod where we actually started talking about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Then when I was like, oh, they should just throw them together and say that.
Yeah.
I went back and I was like, fuck was I thinking? So like, no, they shouldn't do it all together. But
Y'all trying to watch it real
how do
quick?
I before that? What should happen though is that instead of putting money behind it, they should literally just the women's the WNBA they could literally just be like, so we just not gonna fucking play.
Yeah.
There's already so much money invested in it that they need
could.
to recoup that and stuff. So if they just say, yo, we just not gonna play, they're literally gonna be forced to actually pay the money because there's too much money invested already in it and not enough actually being brought back. So they just say, fuck it, we just gonna not play. They actually might even get this shit.
That was actually one of the conclusions that I came up with. Because I remember last couple episodes ago when we talked about it, I was like, maybe just show more airtime for them. Put them on ESPN.
Yeah.
Show more of their games. They could still do that, but at the end of the day, the way women are being treated, that's not going, they still not going to care. So at this point, pretty much don't play. Boycotting the game. That's all you could do. And then even, I say that the men, the NBA stars, they could even step up. They quick to boycott anything else, lack of pay on their sides or disagreements. The biggest boycott recently was the police brutalities and stuff like that. A lot of them talk so much and, for the women saying that this should happen. Boycotting their games also could be a big
that and also I feel like if because I think this is the issue that I now have with a lot of the big stars. I haven't followed this and everything, but I see is that when it's issues that have to do with the NBA, they go ahead and talk about it. But when the issues come out with the WNBA, not many of them mention shit about it. And I feel as though like
for like a second, that joint go away.
Yeah,
so I don't hear about it the next day, and I'll be still like, hey, yo, what happened with the locker room joint?
If some of the top players and everything actually started saying this shit and be like, nah, listen, like we actually at least like stand with like at least give a little tweet or a little
bird.
Yeah, like yo, be like yo, I stand with them and everything and this shit. They deserve it. But again, like now that also goes into like I don't know exactly what do like certain people's contracts stipulate. Right. So like it could be like basically like listen, you either shut the fuck up or you get fined for certain stuff. Again, I don't know how it is. All I do know is that like there are certain things that they simply do have to just be quiet about. Like a lot, like they're not allowed to talk about any of the shit that goes on. The whole thing that went on with China and everything and stuff, and that was going on with who was it?
Daryl Morey, the Rockets GM.
Yeah, like people started getting fined. Like China has a lot of money invested into this shit over there, especially when it airs over there and stuff like that. There's a lot of money invested. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe there's certain topics that they just can't talk about. But my thing is, if it's something that's within the organization that is like literally rooted along with yours, you should at least be able to at least fucking say something. Send a goddamn tweet out. Something, bro. A fucking smoke signal. Like it's something the fuck out there in support.
So it's wishy-washy with that one.
Yeah.
Right? It's because like I get what he's saying, right? Calling out the people who's standing up for you and putting out the money there, right? Then we get back to this thing of women being treated equally. A lot of women do take action, but they're ignored for the action. For example, matter of fact, the soccer player Megan Rapinoe, her and her team, I think this was a couple years ago, they went to court about being paid equally as the men's soccer team. The court dismissed them case, like right then and there, said lack of evidence. Yeah. But they bought so much evidence.
But question, wasn't that the same team that also that they basically told them like so they were getting paid a certain amount, then they said, hey, we don't want this, we want this, and then they basically said like we want a certain percentage or some shit like that, and then they offered them, hey, we'll take this, and pretty much they turned it down. But when they turned it down, then they went to court asking for pretty much the same fucking thing. Wasn't that the reason why the court dismissed it? Because they literally had already turned it down previously.
What I read was the court dismissed it for lack of evidence. I'm not sure. That could be.
Okay. I'm not sure if we're talking about the same thing. Because again, like this happens all across the board.
Yeah, it always does.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
But yeah, like women are not really allowed to at this point, all they could do is just use their words. All they can do is complain because their action does not mean anything.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's why I was wishy-washy about it too. So I'm like, yeah, I hear you and I get it, but still, like, women don't get hurt even if they was gonna try and, you know what I mean? That's the problem.
I don't.
Well,
I disagree with y'all only because it's kind of like taking their power away from women when you say they don't. I mean, it's true that they don't get hurt.
I'm saying evidence. Like, that is evidence. Like, they don't get hurt.
It's true, and I agree with you. Like, they don't get treated fairly. They're not getting paid the same. But I feel like to me, I know you're not saying this, but to me, it sounds like they're not going to get changed unless men step involved. From what y'all saying.
All right.
And
some type of more support. Like, they need more support.
Well, yes.
You
Okay,
look at-
let me throw this real quick. So I understand that yes, they do need more support, but what Draymond was literally just saying was the fact that, like, listen, like, you want that support, cool, get it from the people who are literally saying we support you though.
Okay.
And
okay.
I think
All
that also that's kind of where the disconnect is going with everyone, even anyone that's covering this and everything. Is literally like he's saying, yo, you literally have people saying they support you, but they're not doing it. It's similar to when you have
they gotta
like,
go reach out to the
it's lip
supporters.
It's
Like,
similar
just
like,
talking
like,
and not
like,
actually
let's talk
doing
about
nothing.
Black History Month. Every Black History Month that comes around, you have YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. They want to promote everybody and everything. At what other point during the year on YouTube's homepage or subscription or trending box, or on Twitter's fucking homepage, or my bad, on Twitter's trending page, or on fucking Twitch's front page and everything, do you see all these Black creators being promoted
Just
that
so
actually
right.
have good content, have the subscribers, have the fan base, and actually have the traction? When do you see that? The fucking Black Hokage literally had to become a fucking, a partner, not even partner with them. He's literally like, he's a fucking employee of them. And like, granted, yes, he has been on the front page a couple times, but now he's actually being promoted on there. This man has literally had sports, like professional sport players, promoting his shit and rating his Twitch channel. And now that he actually is like employed
that's
by
an actual
them.
person. I'm sure.
Yeah, the Black Hokage.
I thought you was referencing her like there was a Black.
No. His online name is the Black Hokage. His real name is Corey, but online he's known by the Black Hokage. And then, X Play just redid their thing. X Play's now streaming like on fucking YouTube and shit like that. Play stuff out there like that. He featured on X Play's video when they talked about what was the game during the pandemic, the biggest video game, and it was Animal Crossing. So he was making his argument for that. But he's now starting to get noticed. But it's like brings me back to the thing. Go to the people who are supporting you. Yeah. If you're going to, how many times when George Floyd, when that happened and the riots all happened, how many people? Call of Duty, literally, your loading screen was a pitch black screen, and they were saying, "Oh, we're standing in solidarity," is how you say solidarity, and everything, like with the Black Lives Matter movement and everything that happened. Like, this was every company, everyone did the same exact shit. What the fuck came out from it? Nothing. And it's true what Draymond said. They're not showing stats and anything. Literally, was it last week when I talked about it last podcast? I literally said, yo, you might as well start the hashtag what's next. Because that's cool if you want to bring eyes to the situation. That's cool if you want to have everybody actually talk about it and actually put it out there that this is fucking happening. But what's next? And I feel like that's pretty much what Draymond's trying to say. He probably just didn't have the right way in saying that. But this is what I'm getting for it. He's literally saying that's cool that you brought eyes to it. That is perfectly fine. But what the fuck is next? And he's given an option. Go to the people who are saying, we are here with you and we stand with you. Tell them, cool, you want that? Now fucking promote me. Put me out there. And granted, yes, they do have their own promotion and that's cool. But obviously it's not enough if it's still not becoming profitable. You literally said, why not put them more on ESPN?
So this is
That's another step.
This is where I'm gonna backfire on Draymond, right? Because now understanding what he's saying, right? He also goes out there to promote for women doing equal pay, right?
Yes.
So now that he knows, okay, step to the people that's promoting you, is he just gonna sit there and wait till somebody step up to him and tell him to do something? Or is he going, since he knows that's what needs to be done, is he actually gonna make a step himself?
Well, my question to that though is that why does he have to make the step? He already brought more eyes to this than any of the women have.
But don't he want? He said clearly he wants the same thing for women.
He does.
So
it's but here's the thing though. More people are talking about this now because of him. So he's like, how long has women been talking about this and everything, and no one talked about it? I ain't gonna say nobody gave a shit, but nobody gave a shit about it enough to even bring about it. Because whether it be he misspoke or whatever, because the clip came out, more eyes are on this now more than ever. So now comes what he said, you need steps. rather than now attacking him on how he either misspoke or how you interpreted it, whatever, or whatever the case may be.
You gotta take it how it is.
Yeah,
like not like that, but like Draymond just talk like that. You know,
yeah,
just
gonna
aggressive.
start
Yeah.
just
So my
talking
thing is like,
that.
let's not now turn it on him. Okay, what are you gonna do? Because now the eyes are already on you. So now it goes back to let's not try and shift it over to him, because regardless of his intentions or not, he already brought the eyes to you now. Now it's back on you. So now it goes to what
I want
is
them
next.
to not focus on how much Draymond upsetted them, but like really like, yo, let's fight for this.
Like, that's cool that the soccer player came out and
Non-stop.
everything, or the football player, wherever you may be and everything geographically. That's cool that she came out and said like what she did and everything. That's perfectly fine. But cool, what the fuck is next? What is next? Like, and that's why I like how he said, like, you know, you're not giving them steps. So that's my thing. I ain't telling you to put together a fucking PowerPoint presentation. But what I'm asking there is like, it's truly, literally, what is next? You have the eyes. And we gonna get into it with the whole Black Lives Matter later on and shit like that. But I do want to know and everything that they had the eyes. Stop worrying about what the fuck he said, because now you're just shifting over the whole scope of what it was originally. You're shifting it over to now a man who's in the NBA that is getting paid way more than you, and now you're bringing it back to the NBA. No. We want to keep the eyes on the WNBA. Let's stick on topic. So what's next? What are the steps you can make? You already said put them more on ESPN. That's cool. He said go to the people who are promoting that and stuff like that, and like, yo, we already know LeBron's story. Why the fuck don't we know other people's story? Let's put these stories out. Don't give me a commercial that's fucking like 15 seconds, and this 15-second commercial and everything's giving you, oh, look what she did and everything in high school. Don't give me that shit. I want to actually get this story in front of people.
You got good stories. You got good stories like, you know, Sue Bird and Taya Cooper. So,
but then it also comes back to, you know, if these women go to the people who put out these stories, are these people actually going to be willing to
Put
That's
the ball
the thing.
down. Like I
they
said,
might
put the ball down.
be,
Stop
I hate
playing.
to say scared, but
like literally just be like, yo, listen, I'm fucking done. If this is how to, now granted, I obviously contractual obligations and everything, don't you can stuff like that. But if this is truly what you want and what you believe in, you have to be willing to put it on the line.
But do you think they're cautious of doing that because they don't want to? They're in fear of losing their job, and
Yes,
because they get less.
100%. But the WNBA is literally holding it over their head. That's literally what they're doing. Go ahead, I dare you to do that. And you just not gonna play, because there's more than enough like young women that are coming out of college. They're gonna be like, yo, listen, like, what's good? I'll take their spot. And that's the issue that comes into a lot of these things that we speak about. There's more than enough people who are willing. That's an issue in the music industry. Yo, don't sign these contracts to give away your rights. That's cool, but there's somebody that don't got shit at home. They don't know where the fucking next meal's coming from. They willing to sign away their whole rights to everything they got for that $3 million that they're gonna have to give back one day. Like that's the issue they're coming into now. So that's why I say, what's next? And what he said truly is kind of cool. He said, yo, all these people who are saying we stand with the women and everything, go there and be like, you truly stand with me? Don't bullshit me then. Put the money up so I could go do this. But you need a plan for that. That's why he said show the steps. Which is why I say, what's next? So that's what it really comes down to. Like, that's cool that they want to come like, Draymond, listen, you misspoke, you said this, regardless of what you meant, this is how it came off. That's cool. Talk about that. But let's not forget that you need to play the tabloids game.
I even got a problem with that though, because like you said, we talked about, but nobody was really paying attention until this happened. And now everything's like, oh, Draymond said this about women. Though everything is not like, oh, women still not getting paid less. We focusing on the wrong fucking thing.
Yep.
So it's a lot. I don't know. There's no like specific right answer. I think if you take a little bit of what you said, put them on ESPN more, get the stories out, have people support them more. If we do a little bit of everything, it might work. But it's no like one solution.
But it's a time thing though. Like,
because
like I think also people
the
are just
WNBA is less than 20 years old. Also,
yeah.
And it's like
12
teams, 14 teams.
Really,
So
I did not know that.
People really.
I didn't know this.
Well, that's also the thing. Cause think about like the NBA, like as a whole, each team is not like, hey, listen, this team makes this. They all work off of the same pot.
They have like 12 or 14 teams.
Yeah, like the NBA works off of one pot of money and stuff. So the thing is, so like if you decide to like form the WNBA the same way, how you all share off the same pot of money and everything and stuff like that, you're not going to get all that much. So that's the thing. You also got to think about now. Okay, cool. Like the NBA is where it's at because they don't sell teams anymore. Now it's pretty much the superstars that sell the team.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, with the WNBA, we don't know those superstars.
We don't know their story.
That's the issue. You gotta build this. Think about, like, for those of you who are fans of wrestling and everything, whether it be like, you know, your TNAs, your WWEs, and everything like that. Like they all have their storyline, and you gotta build them up.
Yeah.
Paige doesn't wrestle no more, but her storyline and everything when she came up through NXT and shit and built her way up, and she came out and she had a story. So you gotta do this. You gotta show their stories and everything and get them out there.
Stories. Like the little girl, not the little girl, she's like probably 18, but the little girl at UConn, Paige Buckaroos, whatever. I can't say her last name, but she was like the top female player since like a freshman in high school. They could have covered her like they covered Zion, like they covered LeBron, because they just UConn went undefeated. She's gonna be the number 1 pick if she goes out. So she had the hype. The only reason I know is because I follow basketball, but she had the hype since she was like 9th grade. She would have been a perfect person to use to tell the story of, and she's actually following through. So it's opportunity.
How many times do we see with NFL players? We see it all the time when they come out of college and they got the highlight reel and everybody's like, "Yo, this he's gonna be this."
Exactly.
I mean, think about like we with RG3, like he was like
RG3.
he was like he was supposed to be the next god.
Oh, yeah, why you pick RG3?
No, because think about it. When he came out, he was supposed to be the next thing.
Yeah.
Like he was
Michael Vick 2.0.
He was literally like in every fucking thing, every commercial, every promotion. He was in every. They literally met the second coming of God, pretty much. That's what they promoted him as. And what happened? But that's not the point. The point is how they promoted him.
Yeah.
And like you said, she could have been. I mean, they could still do it. They could still do it and everything. But that comes into again, what's next? So
what's next?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a topic that just going, not Draymond topic per se, but like women and the equal rights. That's definitely going to be a topic that's going to continue. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to be ongoing. It's going to be ongoing. But yeah, that's going to cover about the sports.
A lot of people got to get together.
Well, I'll tell you what's next. Video games is what's next. Yeah, no, this conversation needs to be had though.
Yeah,
and so it's also foreshadowing to some future topics. So
you get to that shit. You chomping at the bit for that one.
Oh no, I'm talking about one of these. All right, so speaking about like the underdogs coming up, Toronto Ultra beat Atlanta FaZe in the second major of 2021 for the Call of Duty fans and stuff. I ain't gonna lie, like I watched that shit yesterday and it gave you that real like Sunday night football sports type feel in there. Like it was really going crazy. So Atlanta FaZe had like over 95% of the fucking fan voting that they were gonna like take the cake. They beat Dallas Empire to get to the finals. Dallas Empire then had to go against Toronto Ultra. And Toronto Ultra, like they have been, I don't want to say they've been winning just with the smallest miracles, but they pretty much been just it's like they went against everybody. People were just either head to head or just beating that ass, and then they just learned as they were playing and just came through and ended up winning everything. Then they came through, destroyed fucking Dallas Empire, went on to face Atlanta FaZe. Atlanta FaZe came through strong with the first round, and then Toronto Ultra just wiped that ass. Like I don't know how to put it. They just wiped that ass. Now again, a lot of people were actually expecting Optic Chicago. Where are Optics from? But everyone thought Optic Gaming was actually going to be going to the finals with Atlanta FaZe. That did not work out. But Toronto Ultra are the winners of the second majors of 2021 for the Call of Duty League. So going on,
guys.
Yeah, congrats to them and stuff. FaZe was also the winner of the first major. So we'll go on with the third. We'll see where that leads us. Saying that, go on to Epic loses over $30 million, or they have lost over $30 million in exclusives going to the Epic Game Store. For those of you who do not know what the Epic Game Store is, it's pretty much the Steam competitor on PC. So, if you have a PlayStation, you have the PlayStation Store. If you have an Xbox, you have the Xbox Marketplace. And when you purchase your game from on PC, you have multiple places. Like, God, there's endless amount of places and stuff like that. The biggest one being Steam, and apparently now one of the second biggest, if not the second, is the Epic Game Store. So they have lost over $30 million in bringing exclusives over. So for those who know, for your consoles, you have exclusive games that come to either your Xbox, your PlayStation, your Nintendo Switch, Well, now on PC, exclusive Epic Game Store has been purchasing exclusives to basically come just to the game store alone, and they have actually been spending a lot more money than actually recouping. But they are saying they are actually fine with it. I don't know if I'd be fine losing 300 mil, but they are actually fine with that. So I want to bring it over to you guys. Now exclusives, it might be that they're fine with it specifically because they have now more users that have garnered over to the Epic Game Store, and that is now their exclusive actual launcher for their games. But saying that, if you guys were in competition with the number one big honcho in the game, are you willing to lose 300 mil with, kind of actually we were talking about with the Netflix thing, with the hopeful guarantee that the people would then stay with your platform and continue using it?
I had a net worth of 800 million. 800 million ain't gonna mean nothing.
Yeah.
But how do y'all think of that? Do you guys think actually, and this actually does kind of really go cool with the whole Netflix shit. Are you willing to take that loss in hopes that people are just going to stick with your launcher and use it exclusively?
Yes.
They also do what PlayStation. they also do what Xbox and PlayStation do. That monthly, the Epic Game Store actually does give away free games, and they are fucking legit fucking games too. They're good ass games. So I'm willing to fucking take that loss, because sometimes to reach that goal of what you want and where you want to be, even if it's not the number one spot, even if you just want to solidify your spot as one of the biggest, you have to take a hit somewhere. So for me, that 300 mil is worth it
for sure.
Word up.
Going into now, actually, we got the pretty smooth.
I'm excited about that.
With the Sony.
Yeah.
So Sony's been having a couple good and bad things going on and stuff like that. I see this as a good. There's a lot of Xbox fanboys who are actually seeing this as a negative and everything, or not knowing that they're kind of using it as a dig, as a kind of I told you so. So Sony's actually pushing into the mobile gaming market. That as
so you mean on our phones, or are they going back to PS?
Phones.
Okay.
Phone. Because over there. The rumor or the things that are circulating is that The Last of Us, Uncharted, and Gran Turismo, they're pretty much going to try and make mobile versions of these games. So for those of you who play a lot of mobile games, you'll know that a lot of older games are actually turned into mobile games. Like Knights of the Old Republic, they have that one. Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic. You can buy it on your phone and everything. You play it on your phone. So,
I'm excited about. Go ahead. You didn't say it.
Well, no, yeah, so the thing is, they're going to be supposedly taking some of their biggest titles and making mobile versions on them. So again, such as Uncharted, The Last of Us, Gran Turismo, and things of that sort. So my thing is, Sackboy and all that shit. So, but me personally, I don't mind it. I would really like it, but I am starting to see some people basically kind of be like, oh yeah, see, now they're trying to go to this. Kind of brings me to a part of how Xbox has been kind of doing certain things to, I don't know. Xbox is criticized a lot for the things that they do and the moves that they make. One of them being Xbox Game Pass, and then they brought out xCloud, which is their mobile streaming service and stuff. You can stream to your cell phone, tablet, PC, all the extra good shit and stuff. Sony's now getting into that. And it's kind of weird how you're in the Japanese market a lot and stuff, and you haven't already been pushing that. So it's kind of weird how they actually haven't been pushing that. Now, me personally, I would have already been on that, especially if mobile gaming is huge over there. And I already see that this is literally what Xbox move is. Obviously, the Xbox is not, for those who don't know, the Xbox does not sell well in the Chinese market and the Japanese market and everything. It sells good for
Sony.
Barely, yeah. So the PlayStation is the biggest thing over there. There's no competing and stuff aside from Nintendo as well. But the thing that made the Nintendo the Nintendo Switch such a huge fucking console is the fact that it is mobile. You can be a home console where you want it, or take it on the fucking go. Yeah. And that's the reason why a lot of people love it and stuff. So Xbox realizes, listen, we're not going to launch a fucking handheld and stuff. So, we're just going to go ahead and be like, hey, pull out your phone. You can play all the games on your phone through the cloud and everything. I would have actually loved the Xbox handheld.
They never made it.
But Switch has that already down packed, so they say, listen, all those games you got on Game Pass, play on your cell phone and everything and stuff. It's for the mobile market. So now Sony's doing the same thing. And I fucking love it. Because I would like to have a Last of Us kind of feel and everything going into that. Obviously, there's a lot of like I think it's called Asphalt, the fucking phone, the driving game.
Remember Psychonauts?
So they're coming out with a part 3. Part 2. Psychonauts 2.
Yeah,
Whatever. They're making other Psychonauts and everything.
Sly Fox?
I don't know about Sly Fox.
I mean, Sly Cooper.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're
Raccoon
talking
John
about.
with the big ass.
Yeah, that joint was tough.
I remember that John on
Alright,
the
bro.
GameCube. That was that shit.
Oh,
I could have
I
sworn
had it
it
on
was like,
PlayStation.
it was on PlayStation though. Yeah, because I had it on PlayStation.
what was it, John? The one that had like all the friends on there. Was it Spyro?
Spyro. It was something called Spyro and Friends.
Yeah, I forget.
But then Uncharted gonna be on mobile, man. I'm excited
If
about
they
that.
do make that,
I never
I
played
would
Uncharted.
actually extremely enjoy that a lot. But you know, in other Sony news, apparently, they were actually working. There's a team working on a Last of Us reboot, remaster, remake, whatever, or not reboot, a remake or a remaster.
For PlayStation 5?
Yes.
Yeah.
And apparently everybody was up in storm
It's gonna be
because
the same game.
well, yeah, it's literally the same thing. But here's the issue. So for those of you who don't know, The Last of Us
They did that shit
is
for PS3 too.
yeah. What here's the thing? The original Last of Us is a PlayStation 3 game. Yeah, pretty much. But
Yeah.
the Last of Us is a PlayStation
It
3
is a
game.
PlayStation 3 game.
And what The Last of Us is pretty much an end of the generation release. So they released The Last of Us at the end of the PlayStation 3's life cycle, and then sold the remaster of the game for PlayStation 4 bundles to sell that.
Right.
They released The Last of Us 2 at the end of the PS4
I
generation
bought that, though.
to then, sell it again with the PS5.
They should just wait for the PS5.
But here's the issue,
They
though.
try to get
They had The Last of Us on the OG PS, or they have it on the PS3.
Yeah.
The remaster is on PlayStation 4.
And it's gonna be a PlayStation.
And then before the PlayStation 5 came out, they had updates to basically make it better, lower down load time for the load screens. And so it pretty much, the PlayStation 4 version is a remaster.
Yes.
It's already the remake that you need. And then they're going to do it again for the PlayStation 5.
Yeah,
Now-
that's the whole Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
Bro,
literally did the same thing.
That's all it is, bro. So, and I look at that shit, I'm like, oh, that's kind of nutty and everything. But here's the crazy part. So apparently the team that was working on it was just some team that kind of really just, they were a support team, really. They helped you just work on other stuff. So that was it. They were working on that, but then The Last of Us 2 is being made. They said, hey, listen, we want you guys to go over to Naughty Dog and help them actually work on The Last of Us 2. They said, yo, listen, but we kind of need money to hire more people. They said, yeah, unfortunately, we can't give you that. We can't give you the funds to do that. This studio actually didn't even have its own name. No name to the studio, no nothing like that. They pretty much worked in the shadows and shit. So they went over to Naughty Dog, helped out with Last of Us 2. After they finished, they went back to working on their shit. Then they said, hey, listen, by the way, this team over at Naughty Dog, they're going to actually send them over to you guys to help you out with the remake. They said, cool. Thank you very much. When the team got there, they quickly realized that pretty much it was Naughty Dog taking over. Then they notified the team, hey, by the way, the remake that you're doing, we're just going to completely now move it all over to Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog's going to be in control of it. They're the original makers. They already know what they're doing with this shit.
This episode of The Office,
Word?
basically.
I don't watch The
Yeah.
Office. I know you're a big fan of
That-
The
that-
Office. Nah.
Dang, who are you?
Yeah, I watched that.
A
whole
person
show.
doesn't watch The Office.
Yeah, no.
But
Shame on you.
so yeah. With that also, Ben Studios is the team that actually made Days Gone. For those of you who don't know, it was basically a zombie game that came out on a PS4, and you were like a biker and shit like that. Really cool concept and stuff. Now here's the thing. I feel as though the issue with that game is they try to pretty much pull a Ubisoft, how it's like, hey, here's the same fucking game, just different ways. So like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed, it's a hey, go collect this type shit and everything and stuff. Shoot them up, have fun, do your thing, whatever. Assassinate motherfuckers, da da da. Have your fun in this open world, but the open world is all the same. I kind of feel like the Days Gone was kind of just another Ubisoft game in a way, even though it's obviously not Ubisoft. But it had it felt good and everything. Like it was still like a decent game. They wanted to work on a sequel, and pretty much Sony was like, no, that's not happening. We don't want to do that. The first one kind of already had a lukewarm response and everything. And the critical reception just really wasn't all that good that they wanted. And apparently now they're just working on a completely new IP, which kind of saddens me a little bit because I would have actually liked to see that grow. Now, not every game could be like a Ghost of Tsushima, where it's like the first one right out the gates is like boom in your face, and you're like, this shit is nice, and then it garners a sequel. Not every game could be like that, but unfortunately, that's kind of just where we stand and everything with things. That's kind of what happens when you work for a studio overlord that kind of dictates what the fuck you do.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers pretty much.
Oh, sorry. Bullshit in my throat.
But saying that, shout out to Sony though. If I'm getting more into like the mobile shit, I do pray that your mobile market does work out more. I would really enjoy that as well. To get more mobile versions of your biggest hits. So saying that, we'll go ahead and get into our last topic. That apparently, Xbox and Nintendo an announcement possibly teased.
I'm sorry. He was like, oh. He got excited. He was like,
I definitely did get excited. He was like, he was like, yo, I get it. He was like, welcome to the best. I didn't say the best section of the podcast. No. Alright, so getting into our final topic, apparently there's going to be there's a tease announcement from a known leaker within the gaming industry that is actually teasing the Xbox / Nintendo announcement soon. This actually dates back to
Xbox Nintendo.
Well, we don't know what it is, but there was a
Dangerous.
tweet out there. So
dangerous.
for those of you who don't know, whenever no, that's never happened.
Hey, I don't know. We don't know what we getting.
No. If anything, I can actually see more of a Game Pass coming to Switch type situation.
Yeah.
I can see something more like
I
that.
can see that.
So nobody knows exactly what the announcement. All we know is that the leaker or this dude who's always constantly teasing things that kind of come out to be true. He quoted a tweet that basically was talking about for those of you who don't know, when Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, does interviews, a lot of the times what he started doing this year was behind him. He always has a shelf, and he leaves little things on the shelf that are teasers for things that Xbox is going to be announcing somewhere down the line. And this has happened the whole time. The Xbox Series S, he literally had it sitting between books on his shelf before, just chilling back there. Nobody ever fucking knew what it was. It just looked like a white box that's there. But he does things a lot, and he had a Kojima statue that was sitting behind him, and he had a few other things that were back there. But there was a Nintendo Switch just chilling in the back, and no one basically fucking kind of knew what this was. And yeah, and then this dude quoted this tweet and everything, and he said finally someone that actually understood what was really going on. Now that was kind of the most obvious thing that was there. And so it was like right in the center and stuff, and it has the fucking blue and red Joy-Con, so it's in your fucking face. But it was rumored last year or a year and a half ago that Xbox and Nintendo were going to be working together. Nothing ever really came to fruition. And now this dude simply just said, oh, finally someone kind of understood what was going on. Nothing after that. So all we know is that apparently this fall there was supposed to be an announcement and everything that's going to be talking about it, but we do not. So all we could do really is speculate. And my speculations is something close to maybe a Xbox or Microsoft service going over to Nintendo. So Sony signed contracts with Microsoft to use their Azure technology for online services and stuff. And I can see Nintendo doing something similar because they have no fucking... And if you want to talk online to somebody, you got to use your app on your fucking mobile phone. That's fucking trash. They don't have like a party chat system on Nintendo Switch. Which if they just brought PictoChat back, I would probably be fine with that shit and stuff like that. But I can see something like an Xbox Game Pass coming to Nintendo Switch. But instead of just being Xbox Game Pass, just call it Game Pass. And obviously that would, bring a lot of things to the service.
Microsoft takeover.
Yeah, Microsoft is fucking... They actually just purchased like a fucking AI technology company for like $19-something billion. So yeah, like they... Yeah.
There goes Earth.
Tossing that money out there. Yeah. So yeah, saying that...
Right, it gotta be $1 billion, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck us.
That's gonna bring us to a conclusion on the gaming news. Again, shout out to Toronto Ultra on the win against FaZe. And I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to our final section, our most conversational section.
League.
World news. Go ahead, League.
Hey, yo, League. Rest in peace, X, man.
Rest in peace, X. Rest in peace, X. Welcome, you made it home.
Made it home.
Oh, X. No, you used to do that.
Alright, so the first one we won't really talk about.
Damn, forgot to do what he do.
I'm gonna speak English today.
Are you a teacher, bro?
I don't know.
He a teacher, yo.
Alright, I got English now. I got it down. So, Georgia, y'all know, y'all probably remember last week, a couple weeks, we was talking about the law that they made. So they lost something else. Producer and actor Antoine Fuqua
Yep.
and Will Smith pulling a movie out
Emancipation.
of Emancipation
Yep.
out of Georgia. They were supposed to film it in Georgia.
Sure did.
Now they pulling it out of Georgia, moving it somewhere else. We don't know where yet. But Georgia's just losing more shit because of this law. The first thing.
What was the first one they lost? It was the World Series?
The All-Star game.
All-Star game?
Yeah. The All-Star game.
Basketball?
Baseball.
Baseball.
Baseball All-Star game. America's pastime. That's what they say.
Get some Franks.
Black Lives Matter is under investigation because co-founder Patrice Coolers has bought 4 different homes worth about $3.2 million in total. One was worth $1.4 million in total. They like, where'd you get this money? Weren't you supposed to be using it for Black Lives Matter, not your home? And I didn't know this, but apparently they raised about $90 million last year. $90 million, 90. Where'd that money go? What they doing with that money? Y'all know?
Don't even start.
Y'all know what they doing with that money?
Obviously not paying lawyers so people don't have to use public defenders. Like it's obviously what they're not doing. It's a dagger.
Not paying for funeral costs.
That too.
Yeah.
Lawyers, funeral costs, they buying homes though. And funny thing is, I don't know if
Two
this
homes
is
in
true.
LA.
Yeah, I was about to say that the homes are in predominantly white neighborhoods, ironically. From what I saw, I don't know the neighborhoods personally, so I don't know. From what they say. How y'all feel about this? Black Lives Matter coming under fire
That's crazy.
for the scandal.
That's crazy.
Scandal.
If that's true,
Y'all-
she's wrong.
Y'all talk about that because I was talking to Zay just mad as shit about that. Yesterday we talked about. I was pissed as shit.
I said it last episode.
I was so mad I went to bed, bro. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm going to bed. Oh, that's why I didn't get on last night too, man. I'm gonna go lay down in bed and relax and everything. I was not the fuck out. I woke up from this friend like, yo, by the way, I'm on right now. I'm like, oh shit, it's the next fucking day. But
Sometimes I feel like this is a repetitive thing where we hear about a founder or co-founder just stealing money and doing his own thing.
No matter what it is.
I think it's intentional. I think we're only supposed to trust grassroots movements. Once something gets to a certain standard, it's probably been co-opted. That's history says that, you know. And I mean, well, Black Lives Matter years before George Floyd, you know, back when we were still talking about Tamir Rice and Trayvon, you know, they had been funded and started up mainly by George Soros, you know, undercover and everything like that. So if you look at the different things he funds, he likes to hedge bets and funds opinions on both sides of the table. So
you gonna win somehow.
For that
It's
money.
your money. Yeah, you get
he's
your money. See,
very
but
Machiavellian with his money.
I think also like what gets me is like literally we had talked about like it's crazy how we just talk about this shit and it just started like to come. Yo, this podcast of the future. I don't know what. But like we had talked about. I was just sitting here like yo like again with the whole like yo we need to start this hashtag what's next stuff because again I was talking to my mom about this shit yesterday. With one of my brothers and shit. Let's keep his name out of it. So, but like we had talked about just like how public defendants honestly don't really like give a shit about you when they take your case because it's not like they want to. Like
they probably got a million other cases too. Because they public
like
defendants.
they just trying to go. So like with this whole public defense shit, like my thing is I talk about like they should like you know help pay for lawyers and everything. And I made a joke and shit like one mom. I was like, damn, yo, like that's kind of crazy how Kim K doing more for people out here than the Black Lives Matter organization. And like when I had said it, like I like you know I had a little chuckle, but then I actually sat and thought about it. I was like, damn, yo,
Tough
like
pill.
yeah, it is. I was like,
Kim K not doing more.
No,
she out here ruining black men. Don't do that. Don't say that.
Chili,
Don't say that. Fuck
Kanye
that.
was already fucked up. No, but like when I had said the joke, though, I was really just thinking about it. I was like, damn, and it just made me sit and think about like how much like we really haven't seen like the organization really like put out the effort that they could, especially financially. When you're a non-profit organization,
They raised 90 mil. I did not know that.
90 mil.
Yeah, sure.
Like you know how many lawyers you can like help put out there? Please tell me. There's different chapters in the organization. It's the New York chapter
The New
that's
York
investigating
chapter.
that called for a private investigation on her. The New York chapter. Now, that, I'm not sure if that money is from a specific chapter or just the organization as a whole, but regardless, how many lives do you have to keep on to where 90 million pays for all bills? Like, you gotta tell me that there's money somewhere that can help pay for these people's stuff. For all the case, at the least, for every single last one of these cases that we see that hit crazy Twitter and everything and stuff that people really put out there, at the least you can do is help pay for some of that shit for that person at the least. At the least pay for those fucking funeral costs. At the least pay for the fucking headstone. Some shit. Like, do something. But you out here buying fucking 4 homes? That's wild. At least be content with your job. Don't go out and have to purchase all these. Like, who are you buying these homes for?
Baby.
Are these homes for the families that just fucking all died in there? Oh, something. Like that. Bro, that shit.
Not no one.
Raising my blood pressure, man.
White town, LA.
Yeah, like that shit.
Yeah, well,
And I kind of sometimes don't like, not that I don't like to, but I don't talk about it with some people or something like that, or don't get into it because I be mad that, you know, I feel like I can't do nothing about it. Yeah. So that's what I'm mad about. That just sucks.
I feel you. Yeah, it's fucked up, but I'm also not surprised because, like, our esteemed cameraman said.
I'm feeling great.
He's like, esteemed. I've never heard that one before.
No, but like you said, once something it seems like, I'm not gonna say it is, but it seems like once something has become huge in public, it's almost
You
like
expect
it's
to
always,
fall off.
There's always something. It seems like it's always something slimy or grimy or dirty.
What's the old saying? If it ain't one thing, it's always another.
It's always another. It helps. All right, so the next topic, we're gonna move on. We don't gotta really talk about this. I just want to keep y'all updated. So Harvey Weinstein. All right, so he was indicted on 11 counts of sexual assault. He's already in New York serving 23 years sentence.
Now these are new accounts added to the Jones from before.
Yeah, these already been in the works, but you know it takes years to indict somebody, convict them, and then actually put them into jail. So it's 4 counts of forcible rape, 4 counts of forcible oral copulation. I don't even like that word, copulation. 2 counts of sexual battery and a count of sexual penetration by force. This is very graphic, and it's not even the transcript. So yeah, he's gonna be moving to LA prison very soon, and I feel like something fishy gonna happen once he get there. But we're gonna move on from this. Last thing I want to say, apparently the defense thing, they're gonna get him acquitted because they got a strong defense. I don't know what their defense is on these counts of rape, but moving on. All right, this last one we're gonna talk about like as a group. I'm gonna just tell you them as a group, then we're gonna talk about it. So earlier you referenced that Dante Wright was shot yesterday in Minnesota, 10 miles away from George Floyd, where he was killed in Minnesota. They have a video that they released today. The video is graphic.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I watched the video.
I don't want to see these videos. I don't want to see these videos. I do think we need the news coverage of this shit happening. I'm sorry. Personally, me, I don't want to see the fucking video. No, I'm not, and I don't. But sometimes when it pop up on Twitter, I be like, oh fuck, see it for a second, oh fuck, I didn't want to see that. Yeah. But yo, man, like my whole thing, I guess sometimes you need them though.
We don't
for the
need
evidence.
The evidence.
No.
The people,
yeah. The public don't need to see that shit. No, especially these kids on the internet and shit now. Fuck that.
The only time I actually don't mind if they really put the shots to the public is when it's a situation that it's like, hey, they want the public's help because listen, the internet they find some shit, bro. They find you some shit real quick. Yeah. Was this shot of the buff that had like some random flag or whatever just hanging in some place, and no matter where he put it around the world, they found that shit.
Oh yeah.
They started talking about like, oh, well, the clouds came through here. They started finding that shit everywhere. My bad. Good.
You good. I watched the video and the officer did seem genuinely remorseful. That's all.
I didn't see it, but all right. So I'm gonna try and bring up another situation that happened to you. Maybe it may something kind of similar. There was a young man who was in the car, I believe, with his girlfriend. His girlfriend, I believe, was streaming it on Facebook Live, and the cop pulled up to the John or whatever, and as soon as he came to it, the guy was like, "Hey, listen, I just want to let you know and everything that I have a weapon in the car, I have a license to carry." And all of a sudden, I don't remember the name, but the officer was like, "Yo, listen." He's like, "That's cool. Just don't reach for it and everything." And he said, "All right, cool." They talking, and then the guy starts to reach. The officer's like, "Yo, like, stop and everything." Like, and the situation just continues. He's like, "Yo, please stop there." He's like, "No, I'm just gonna go." And the officer's like, he's like, "Yo, it's all right." He's like, "Yo, like, chill, relax. I'm just reaching for my identification." He's like, "Yo, I didn't ask you." And he basically tries to tell him like, "Yo, like, relax it." And the dude continues reaching, and then he goes and he just says, "Fuck it." He just goes to reach, and the cop shoots and everything, stuff like that. And the cops were freaking the fuck out. He's like, yo, and the girls, she's like, why'd you shoot her? And he's like, yo, I told her not to read. And he's freaking the fuck out. Was it a situation similar to like that?
No.
Okay, because I'm just asking, like,
there was no need for him to get shot, but no, there's no but to that. There's no but to that. I don't know why I said but the officer did seem forceful. That's why I said but.
Okay.
But it was honestly no need for him to get shot if you watch it. Another related topic. This kind of thing. There was another mass shooting in Texas earlier last week.
Oh, they passed that bill too. You want to go get your gun? That shit gonna take you 2 weeks now.
And then there was another mass shooting last week in South Carolina by a former NFL player.
Yep.
And and then today it was a school shooting in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Today,
like maybe like 3 or 4 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, I was at work.
So
April 12th.
I bring all of this up to ask you guys how do we stop the violence in America specifically? Because this shit is like, and I'm not talking about crime violence. I'm talking about specifically like mass shooting violence. Because crime is a whole different subject.
Well, mass shootings be.
It's gonna happen regardless. The more you stop, I put like this. Where was it? Was it in London or whatever that they have like one of the highest crime rates and everything, and that's what fucking not their highest crime rates of murders and everything is done with knives and acid. Yeah. There's no stop. If it's gonna happen, bro,
that's fucking crazy.
Listen,
that's very dark.
Yeah,
fuck you. Fuck you.
Here's the thing though.
Yeah, shoot me, bro.
For sure.
Shoot me. I'd rather die fast. I'm sorry.
Well, listen. Like,
bro, that's
what I'm trying to say. Like, you don't stop it. If it's gonna happen, it's going to happen. A person's gonna find a way. Which is why I say, like, over there, it's with knives and acid. What the fuck do you think is gonna happen if you just make it harder to buy guns here?
But the reason I'll push back a little bit, there's no such thing as a mass knifing. If it's a mass knifing, everybody that got stabbed deserved that shit.
That's not.
Somebody should have jumped that. Somebody should have jumped that.
No, because mass is considered, I believe, is 3 or more, 4 or more people. So it doesn't matter.
The number 3 should have jumped that motherfucker. He got a knife.
It's not funny, but imagine
Wait,
flooding the joint.
No, wait. Well, hold on. Let's bring it together. Like, here's the thing. If you walk in the streets of New York and everything, and you know how crowded the streets of New York can get and everything, you can easily get some people. How many times have you, especially downtown, it's starting to get crowded a lot and everything downtown here in Philly because there's a lot of people now going out. That can happen. It's a huge possibility and everything. Now, I understand we making jokes and everything. No, I understand that, but
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but your first reaction is to run. Are you trying to say that person's not going to chase? If they want it to happen, they're going to try and make it happen, which is why I'm saying and everything that this is a huge possibility. So that's what I'm saying. Like I understand. Like it sucks to kind of say like listen, if it's gonna happen, but at the same time, like listen, you gotta understand that
gotta be a solution. Though.
There is no solution. Are you trying to tell me you want an armed person?
That's the thing.
You want an armed fuck. Listen, the only real solution you could really make is that there's a town in Texas that once you hit, I believe it's the age of 18 or like 20 something or whatever, it's mandatory you go get a gun license and you own a gun. They have one of the lowest crime rates in the whole fucking country because if you start, everyone around you would put a bullet in you.
We don't have a nuclear issue anymore because everyone has a nuke.
So you saying everybody should get a gun? Is that the solution? Everybody get a gun?
I feel listen.
I'm not saying that everybody should get a gun, but I do believe that that is one way.
If you don't want to worry about your life, you do everything in your power to ensure that you make it to the next day.
Yeah.
It's a personal responsibility issue because crazy people and violence is not going to stop because of some law or because we want it to stop or our sensibilities. That's society thinking that we can civil nature everything away and the rest of nature does not behave that way.
Here's one thing I don't hear anyone talking about. Why the fact that we keep talking about how they got the gun and not enough about talking how many illegal guns that are out there to buy? Well, that's the issue.
You got to talk about the CIA, the ATF, and the rest of the alphabet organization.
But here's the issue. Like people are not talking about yo, this shit happens every fucking day. people are getting killed every day, but you're only talking about these specific things. But like, yo, really go online and read about how many shootings happen a day. Like, this shit really happens, and how many of them actually happen with illegal weapons versus legal ones?
Y'all got extra covers and pillows? I'm about to spend the night. Outside my crib.
But listen, that's honestly the world that we live in. And it's sad, but it's really the world we live in, yo. And like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand she's saying like, what's the solution? But
I think it's a
like,
solution.
well, what's the solution?
I don't know if it's a good solution, but I think if we brought back duels, like you think I'm bullshit, but if we brought back duels, I'm dead serious.
Back to back.
Back to back.
Destruction, violence, and
Balance. Yeah.
A lot of people gonna be like, oh, that shit not even that big of a deal, because I'm not going to a duel because you about to lose, like, or you might lose. But it's different when somebody just pull up, blah blah blah. I don't see you.
Yeah.
If it's a duel, like,
we know.
that's a legal thing. Duel. We signed this shit. He pissed me the fuck off. Come duel me, pussy. Like, if that shit was real.
Yo, I'm so mad that you
with
this
that.
is your solution.
I'm with that shit, though.
I'm mad.
That's
It's a
it.
societal structure.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back.
Organized violence.
Organized violence.
Between people. That would be the solution.
That's the
Otherwise,
solution.
I say,
Or
stay
fuck,
ready,
look,
you don't have to get ready.
Hey, listen, man.
Bring them duels back, baby.
Yo, like,
I'm dead ass.
yo, cause you know, yo, like, have you ever seen like the aerosol competitions on YouTube and shit like that? How like people really go into the woods and they have the aerosol guns and stuff, and then they be shooting like the BBs at each other and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine if that was a real fucking thing? They fucking air it on ESPN.
Little mock Hunger Games.
Yeah, bro. Like
Hey,
that might. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that might be the move,
at
man.
the height of the pandemic, they were talking about the purge in Philly.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
They were.
Remember we kept hearing them carrying
So
themselves.
it's like,
I think that would help. And then this probably not gonna happen, but like in high schools, if you have like a fight club, like yo, this person is bullying the shit out of me. I need to fight them.
Right.
And
Right,
like,
though.
Till you have
They put
teachers,
on gloves
gym
and
teachers,
hey,
whatever.
fuck with that.
They put on
They
gear. They be safe. And like, you fight that
That's
motherfucker. They
cool.
piss me the fuck
Yeah,
off.
see, that's cool. Let's
'Cause
get it.
Ain't nobody gonna die.
That's actually fun.
They
Oh,
black-
Yeah, but
hold
no,
on.
wait.
Huh? No. I'm saying like that's another solution.
No, he
Oh,
went
okay.
No.
You said
He
in
went
high
to
school.
prep.
I'm like,
Yeah, but
He had to fight for his life.
But there'll have to be a culture established though, because there is going to be that one person that's going to garner followers. So there's going to be a need of culture that if somebody ever thinks that they're on that hierarchy and everything,
What you
everybody
mean?
just jump them. If there becomes one person that's just whipping everybody and they feel like, yo, I'm the shit, like I'm gonna fuck with you, there's gonna have to be a certain culture that's gonna be like, you know what, fuck, like that Fight Club culture is gonna have to be like, hey, now you're gonna get jumped. Like
you confusing. This not for fun. This like when you really got a problem and words not gonna solve it.
I understand
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
But
like, you're not doing this
yeah,
shit for fun.
no, I understand
Like,
that, but
you're
there's
not
always
trying
that
to
one
fuck
person
up.
in school that they think that they go beat everybody ass.
But two
So
people
if
gotta
they-
agree. So if they think they're gonna beat their ass, we're not fighting unless the other person wants to.
But there's still gonna be school fights regardless, and then there's still gonna be bullies.
For sure. But I feel like that'll help mitigate.
But if there was a fight culture and everything that within it, I'd be like, hey, listen, like that one bully that don't want to do it, we just gonna start jumping his ass now. Because you
trying to transport everybody deep into an anime, like immediately.
well, no, because you also have to think about how things can transpire to be. Because if you do have that we both can agree to fight, and then one person's like, no, I'm not gonna do that, but they still bullying the person, they have their own little goons doing that too. You have to also think about that. Now that kind of also just destroys the whole idea of having it, because now that person's still gonna be bullying all the other motherfuckers.
I mean, they're getting bullied anyway.
But if you have the fight culture in that school and everything, it's like, you know what, man, fuck this shit. You want to keep it? We just all gonna jump you down.
That's basically what it was.
That's happening already though.
But but you talk about establishing that whole fight thing.
Yes.
I'm trying to tell you that if you do establish it, it's still gonna be
So what's
times
the
where it doesn't.
solution then?
But I mean, yes.
Everybody get jumped. Everybody get their ass jumped. If you want to be a bully, everybody get
I
jumped.
hear
now.
what you're saying, but it's no perfect solution.
There never
I
is.
feel like
But if
that'll
everybody
help,
get if you know you're gonna get jumped if you start bullying mother, you might think twice.
Dude,
The whole
nobody
school,
doing that.
the whole class should stop you out.
That's not
You're
gonna
not-
happen because that gotta.
It's
that's
not.
That's an individual choice basis.
It
That's why I
is.
feel like if it's like not systemic, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, if it's not mandatory, not bracket. If it's like ordered by the school or ordered by the law, we can do it.
Sanction?
Not required, like not
Mandated.
sanctioned,
Sorry,
not mandated, but like
That works.
organized by the school. Like they have school
Sanction.
basketball,
That's sanctioned,
school
bro.
basketball, like school fight club, or like I don't know, Philadelphia Dual Center
You saying
or the Pennsylvania Dual Center. You know what I'm saying? It's like organized by the government, not the
Everybody's LARPing
organized
and
by
shit.
somebody
by a larger?
by a larger entity.
Yes, that's
It's not just like people just.
Listen, man.
That's just
All I'm
mixing.
saying, if everybody just got into like nerdy
If
shit,
you want
just
to
wouldn't be a
invest,
problem.
you can contact me.
I don't know. This mass shooting thing, it's more of a mental
Shit
problem.
is
than it is
crazy.
a
They
problem.
fucking.
It's also
Notice how black kids don't do
Well,
that.
I also think that also like mental like health care and everything should just be like widely available to everyone and anyone.
I don't know what you was gonna say. My bad, I'm because you.
Oh, you say.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was thinking, do you think it would be beneficial for every few years when you get a gun license for you to be evaluated mentally?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, but
100%.
But at the same time, that costs a lot of money, and I don't think the government's willing to. Because if they were willing,
All right,
to
let's
Alright,
put
but
cost to
that
the
was-
side for
that's
now.
not-
Yeah, let's put cost to the side for now because we talking about money. We can't do shit.
well, that's literally the reason why nothing's happening. Because we can't do. I mean,
But do you think that would help though?
would it help? Probably not. Because you can always bullshit a system.
That's true.
I mean,
Like-
yeah, but
Because you gotta understand that even it, like let's say you go to like
Theoretically speaking.
you go to a head doc and they try to do that. Their job, sometimes their job is really just to help you work out your issues. Now, if they have to sit there and detect, something is wrong with them, you could pick apart anybody and find anything wrong with a person. And that's kind of where the issue lies
I get what
into.
you're saying.
Is that like literally like listen, if I tell you like yo, like I said earlier before these cameras are on, I was like yo, listen, I was like my girl that made me so pissed and everything, I was ready to fucking walk out. Now, what can you detect by that? A lot of different things. Is someone trying to work out their own issues that like, yo, I'm so frustrated, I'm ready to do it. But did I walk out? No. But because of the fact that thought was there, now maybe there is something wrong with you. See how you could just pick apart any little thing? I was just frustrated. That's all I was.
I think.
But I think.
Go ahead. Go.
No, I was saying, I think even with the few bad cases in the bunch, you can still lessen the amount of mass shootings from school.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
Yeah,
shot.
but how many times have people talked about those same people and been like, well, we just thought that they were just a loner.
Because
that's-
nobody really checked in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the media also. That's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
the
No,
person.
that's
You
true.
need-
But at the same time, if a person is just a loner, they're just gonna act a certain way. So are you trying? Like if you look at some people who when you look at the list of how to tell someone's like clinically insane or whatever, or like they suffer with psychosis and everything, there's a bunch of different things on that checklist, and any little thing can literally tip you off that hey, this person suffers with like some form of psychosis. The thing is, some of the most average, everyday thing that people think or they act some way can literally be listed under, okay, this person suffers with a form of psychosis. So I think that's why, I mean, yes, it can possibly help mitigate what happens. Yes, there is a way that it can, but I don't think that it's going to be to the extent that some people may want, simply because the mass shootings that are happening, again, it counts as simply, I believe it's 4 or more people. That can happen in any big city. So technically, mass shootings happen damn near every fucking day. But it doesn't get covered unless it's at a specific place, such as like a church or something like that, or a school, and then that's plastered everywhere. So can it actually help knock down? Of course. Any little thing can possibly help. But is it going to be to the extent that maybe we want it? No. I don't believe it.
I think it'll help more than we think. Only because they're professionals at what they do. If it's done right by the right people, I think they'll know a lot better than what we would. The actual signs of like what psychosis is, or what bipolar is, or what XYZ is.
Yeah, but that also comes with time of actually having to continuously do it. If you're talking about seeing a doc once every 4 years or once every 2 years and everything, you're not going to get much from that first meeting. You're not. You're obvious. You can't.
Well, I don't know how they would do it. But
And it's
maybe,
also-
The
it's-
amount should be mandated.
yeah, maybe they have to go for like a week or like
Yeah.
5 days.
Yeah,
out of
but
a
here's
month
the
or
issue.
something like that.
If it comes into
Yeah.
like, let's say you're going to do that with a person that they're going to get their license to carry,
Yes.
that's one thing. Yes.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
saying
if it's your
carry.
license to carry,
Not ghost bumpers.
okay,
That's-
yes. Because the issue is, if you're trying to do that for anyone who purchases a gun, you can't do that because, our Constitution says otherwise. We have the right to bear arms and everything. But if you're going to do it with your concealed carry license, that's a different story. I think, I think everyone should have a psych eval. It should be mandatory you have a psych eval to have the right to carry concealed. Yes. But now you get into the thing that it's state.
I don't even.
Your state is the one who decides it and everything. What are the actual your guidelines and everything to how you get your license to carry? Like in New York, it's damn near impossible to get your license to carry. And here in Pennsylvania, a little bit less. Actually, it's a lot easier to get it
It's
here.
a lot
In Texas, you don't even
Technically,
fucking
you
need a goddamn thing.
They don't need to open carry in PA.
Yeah.
It's legal to open
No,
carry.
open carry, but we're talking about concealed.
Yeah.
Like concealed and everything. Like, to get your concealed carry in New York is damn near impossible. in Pennsylvania and everything, a lot easier and stuff like that. In Texas, you damn near don't even fucking need a one because everybody carries around there and shit like that and stuff. So, like, you know, like...
It's $20 here.
25.
For what?
Just looked it
Get
up.
your concealed.
Yeah.
Go right up Spring
Kiera got hers.
Yeah, go right up Spring Garden there to go.
I would suggest.
I don't even think.
I suggest getting it now, bro.
It's a range on Spring Garden.
Yeah.
Is that the one you went to?
I don't even think people should have guns in general. Like, I don't even think guns should just be allowed in the world. But it's too late for that.
Well, then that also gets into like why the reason that thing was even allowed in the first place. The whole reason why it was because basically to have us protect ourselves against from government establishments.
Yeah, I don't even think like guns should just be off the face of the earth. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Just in general, like just shit.
No guns anyway. Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's a long shot.
Yeah,
I mean that's not happening.
That's never gonna happen. But like when we get into like the reason why we are allowed to have them, it is because of that. Pretty much, and which is the craziest thing because that's why we have it was to pretty much be like, hey, listen, if anybody get too crazy up there, we have the right to do it. But then they say, oh yeah, by the way, here's the National Guard, our own military with it. So like they pretty much try to counter our own rights that we have. So you know,
I don't think people need more than a knife to hurt people. Like you don't need a gun, you don't need nuclear. You don't need.
You damn sure don't need no fucking acid.
You don't need no bombs. Like
What are you throwing acid on me, bro? I would literally be dying like, bro. Look, face drooping, bro. Acid, bro. Acid, bro. Look, Ryan said, bro. Sorry. But yo, that really ticked me off, bro. Like, I can't. Oh look, I'm about to say I want to come kill you, but I can't. Fucking melting. I'm melting shit.
she gonna laugh at this.
Like what? What's wrong with you?
But remove guns off the earth 2022.
2022.
We don't need no guns. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got for world news.
Shout out to all the
You
gun
can go to
owners out
sleep
there and
now.
everything. Keep your guns close.
I'm gonna get a gun too though, and I'm saying people should
Yeah.
have them. The world should have them. But I'm
Shout out to all the gun owners out
protect
there.
myself.
Keep
Listen,
yourself
you
safe.
can't beat them
Nobody
Jordan.
else
Listen,
will.
they shouldn't have them, but since y'all do,
Keep yourself safe.
I'll
Nobody
get
else
one.
will. All right, don't you ever forget that. And
Hope
shit.
I
Make
don't
sure you
ever
stock
have to
up on ammunition too.
Watch
Shout
your
out to
body.
everybody in California that was able to get the 30-round mags too and stuff. Don't let them take that shit away from you. And
Hey
shit.
yo, kids, because these kids is out here shooting,
hopefully they not
killing
watching
each
this.
other.
Hopefully y'all not watching this.
No, if you teenager and you listening here, yo, please chill out. I don't know what to say right now, but find somebody you could talk to. Cause these kids, I'm talking to the kids in Philly. These teenagers in Philly is killing each other.
Don't make
From
that mistake.
beefing
Don't make that
online,
mistake. Yeah.
they are drawing right
Two
now.
of them
A
died from my
14-year-old
school.
just died. You know what I mean?
2 of them
Drawing,
died from my school this year. 4 of them got shot. from my
drawing,
school.
kids.
Shit's crazy.
Listen.
Cause they say I'm the link for the kids to this shit. So yo, listen to Uncle Ed, please chill out. Find somebody to talk to.
Listen to them.
Chill the fuck out. I am sick of hearing every week these kids dying. It's breaking my heart. Seriously, bro. I worked with kids for 10, 11 years. This shit is really breaking my heart. It's bad. Stop. We gotta stop. Seriously. These moms is losing their kids. They too young. They 14, they 13, they 12. Little girl was 9 a couple months ago. Right around the corner, matter of fact, on Bovier. Right there. Come on, y'all. Come on.
They could be as young as 20, 21, 22. That's still too young.
Yeah. But I'm saying right now, it's been that range. It's been that eight to like 17. 17. Like it's come on.
So look, let's get it together and everything. Please stay safe out there. And please
Please.
understand that you do not have to do it and everything. Let's have a little bit of self-accountability, okay?
It's not worth it. That beefing
Yeah,
online
it's not.
ain't shit. Online is the fakest thing the world has ever created. Okay? It's not worth it.
So, we're saying that. We have any last topics we want to bring in?
Oh, rest in peace, X though. I'll say that till I die. Rest in peace,
Yeah, the
X.
last one.
All guns are out the earth 2022. Damn, I can't speak English.
Hey, London, stop throwing fucking acid, man. What's wrong with y'all? Sons of bitches. And Harvey Weinstein, that's what you get.
Why London can't do that?
Oh, stop
Oh, not that acid.
Big kid.
That's the perfect ending.
Hey yo, thank y'all for coming down for episode 69 of the Awkward Time.
It's
Y'all have
time
a
to
good
go.
one. This is your man InhumanLine. I was joined with me, trying to serpent. You have a good one. Take it easy.
This nigga tired. Yeah. He said, why they can't do acid? Nigga, they're throwing it on people. We gotta take it away from them. Like they little kids, man. You can't have that shit. Put the shit down.
Oh man. What can I hear?
Like, yo, it's really crazy to me. How you can roll up, like, what you say, pussy?